I'm Wilbur Rehmann. I'm a jazz saxophone player, and I live in Helena, Montana, and have for over 35 years. And I've been playing music since I started learning saxophone in the 6th grade in a public school system, not unlike Helena's public school system. And I'm pretty proud of the fact that I'm a product of learning how to play the saxophone in the school system. From there, I went on and continued to play and started my own band in high school. It was called the Reformers, which was named after a group in the Around the World in 80 Days movie, if you've ever seen it. And we played around my high school town, which was Burlington, Iowa, and played for dances, played for cocktail parties, whatever. Anything we could get to play music. And that's how I got my start. So I play jazz, which is basically an African-American form of creation. It came out of the blend of the African slaves who were brought to this country against their will, and the European culture that they then became part of too in this country. So it's a unique American invention and creation by people who were African American. That is, they became Americans, and for many years struggled to gain all the rights that the European Americans enjoyed from the first revolution. And that struggle for their rights and that oppression that they felt through the many years is reflected in their music. And this music, jazz, is a combination of that influence from Africa and the influence from Europe. So it's that unique combination, different than any other combination in the history of the world, really. And I think that's why so much of the world has embraced American jazz as the creative energy that came out of our nation. And I enjoy playing it. I was exposed to it at a young age. My mother used to take me to concerts by the big bands when they came through my hometown, and I loved to listen to that kind of music. And so that's what I pursued, and I'm basically self-taught on jazz. I didn't go to school to learn jazz, but I picked it up partly in my high school in the jazz band that the high school had. But then I continued past that, and when I was in college, and continued to play and continued to go to jazz concerts whenever I could to hear what other musicians were doing. And so through the years, I've expanded, and I play now jazz and blues. I've gotten to love the blues form through the years, and I play that along with jazz. And jazz and blues really came up together in terms of our culture. And it's why I really enjoy playing that music, because every time I play a song, it's different. People don't realize that when I play, it's a lot of improvisation. I'm making it up as I go along. So I take the basic song, whatever it might be, and then I add my perception of what's going on in the world, in myself, and in the audience, because I feed off the audience out there. So that's a brief background on how and why what I do musically. play everything from a solo to a duo, to a trio, on up to a quintet, 5 people. And I enjoy all those different forms. I often play down at Benny's Bistro on 6th Avenue because they have a wonderful baby grand piano, which was owned by the previous owner of Benny's, and when he sold the business, he left his piano there. And it's the only club in Helena, Montana now that has a grand piano, a baby grand piano in the club. And so it's nice, and I usually join up with a piano player. And boy, I tell you, it played almost everywhere in Helena in some form or another. The other thing I like to do is work with young people and encourage them to play jazz. It's kind of a mysterious form when they first find out about it. And so I think it's helpful for them to have somebody who's an adult out practicing this kind of art in the community and have them join me. I often go over to both Capitol High School and a Helena High in the past and help out with their band and jazz bands. And that's so important, is to have young people involved in music. And so it always, to me, is important to get young people involved so that they carry that musical knowledge and inspiration with them wherever they go. You know, I've often felt like artists of all kinds, whether it's music or painting or sculpture, we ought to give back to the community. I mean, we get so much from the applause and accolades from the audiences who come to see us, whether it's music or painting or art. And so I've always felt like it's important to be active in the community.